This is video 1, making marks for cylinders, and you can see here some complete cylinders made by my students at the Plymouth Institute of Education. We spent quite a long time looking at marks and patterns and codes that you see in data. Just for your reference, this was our starting point, this fabulous book called Dear Data, where you can see all these patterns. You don't need a copy of this book, you just need some different mark making tools. I've got different pencils and a couple of different pens as well. Don't worry about colour at the moment. It doesn't even matter if you've only got one pencil, as long as it can make a mark. I've also got glue, scissors, tape and a rubber just in case, but they're not necessary. If you wanted to, you could also add some water and a brush just to bleed some of those lines. Now remember, this isn't about drawing, this is just about making marks, so I'm just thinking about shape in the first activity. I've chosen circles. I've got a bit of a thing about circles, and so all I've done is just start making a mark and repeat and repeat and repeat. At certain points I might start to echo them as well, and I might start to bleed some of those lines. The next thing I'm going to do is think about a line, and I'm going to change my tool and add some lines, some dotted, some flowing, some spiky, and then go back to echoing. And then I go back to repeating, and I start to build up this doodle as I go. Here's a nice quick film of me doing this. I think this was all afternoon, but you've got a few seconds of it. Just enjoy sitting and making. Let the marks flow. Don't worry about what it looks like. It's just about making marks. Also, just use whatever paper you've got to hand. You could use the back of receipts, wallpaper, you could use wrapping paper, just normal copy paper, anything that you can make a mark on. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just play and experiment and see what happens. Let it grow and let it just become a thing of its own. And with different materials, just get into the flow of doing it. It really doesn't matter. What I'm doing here is I start to rip it up and reassemble it, just so that I can get some idea of different marks and the order it might go in. So here you're going to need a bit of glue. You don't have to do this, but what I would do when I'm making my pots is I would have this collage assembled to help me make the marks. If you look at some of the marks on some of these pots here, which are now glazed, you can see where our marks have come from. It's just a way of freeing up and experimenting marks. The marks you make on your final pot might change a little bit, but this just gives us a starting point. Good luck!